for speed, all alone. He's going the distance. He's going for speed, all alone. He's going the distance. He's going for speed, all alone. He's going the distance. He's going for speed, all alone. going the distance. He's going for speed. All alone. He's going the distance. He's going for speed. All alone.
All right, welcome to Tarot Tuesday. Today is June 18th. It's been a bit, so forgive my absence last week. I was in New York with my family. I'm not home. Again, you might recognize the background as being different. I'm actually not at home again this week, but we definitely wanted to come to you and do a live reading. So thank you for being here. I'm gonna let people filter in, and then we'll get going on a general reading. If you have questions, I would love to see your questions in the chat. And if you could include your astrology sign, that would be appreciated. Helps me dial into your energy a little easier. Welcome, everybody. Okay. Just gonna give a minute, let everybody get online. Okay. Just flying out of my hands tonight. So what I'm doing is a simplified Celtic Cross reading, and I've done a simple spread. What I'm going to do is do one layer, which I've laid down already, and then I'm going to take another deck and do another layer of the story, and then I'll go through the meanings and the position of each card, what that means to me, and we'll develop the story together. If you have questions, remember you can please put those in the chat. Also, if you like, share, and subscribe, and you want to join us every Tarot Tuesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, we're here on YouTube. Love to have you. We also record each session, so we'll have that posted on my channel if you want to come back. If you miss a Tarot Tuesday and you want to watch that back or download it and listen to it in your car, you can do that. We appreciate any involvement that you'll have. And thank you for your energy for the collective. All right. All right. All right. So I've thoroughly shuffled the second deck. I'm going to wait to clarify that. I'm going to go through the first layer of the deck each. This initial card is, let me try to get you a good view on the card. This is a Seven of Swords. So the suit of swords is thought, communication, ideas, truth. When you have the suit of swords, and you have either a 1 to 10, which is the cycle within the suit, the number defines the meaning of the card. So at a 7, you'll see. Oh, I'm sorry, this is a 5. Yeah, I wasn't looking at the card. So the 5 is the mid-range, between 1 and 10. And you'll see that that there's someone holding 3 of the swords, and he's got 2 on the ground and 2 men walking away. So he's, there's been some sort of scuffle. There's been a competition or of some sort. And eventually he's the victor, walking away with 3 swords, and the other 2 lay their swords down. This could also, for me, this is a card of imposter syndrome. So if you're, in competition for a job, or if you're in a job where you feel like, you just don't fit in, or the energy's off, and you're constantly trying to prove your worth, this could be like at the end of the day, you still have a job, you're still standing, you make your point, but it's kind of like the feeling is off, the vibe is off for you. So that's what I'm sort of picking up with this card as our general message. So the crossing or the challenge card is the Ace of Swords. So again, we have another swords card. So again, truth, communication, thoughts, ideas. The Ace of Swords is the sword of truth. So being that we're talking about a feeling, or, like a mentality where, you're feeling like you might not quite fit in, or you don't deserve to be in a certain position. Sword of Truth as a challenge brings up the question, like, do I belong here? Is this what truly makes me happy? So maybe give some thought as to, your position, whatever it might be, in a relationship, a job, a home, an environment, a mindset. It could be particularly attributed to your thoughts, and say, is this what I'm meant to do? Is this where I'm truly, is this my best? Does this feel true to me? And move forward from there. So that's what we're talking about. The underlying energy is a strength card. So, you might be in a position where you have had to put a lot of forethought, bravery, a lot of work into getting to a position to where you are. Maybe a lot of time and effort was spent on, chasing a dream. And then, you're thinking now, oh gosh, I got exactly what I wanted, but is that right for me? But nonetheless, it shows that you have tenacity. And like when you truly believe that you're, chasing the right thing for you, it does pan out. You will succeed. But after the fact, sometimes is this what I wanted? We all change throughout life. In our 20s and 30s and 40s, we're probably different people. With the life experiences that we have, it changes who we are fundamentally. So what we wanted and chased throughout our 20s and achieved in our 30s might not be what we need to feel successful and complete when we're in our 40s. So food for thought. This energy is, what's currently, still in the atmosphere. It's supporting the energy that you have now. So it's a King of Swords. We have a lot of sword energy here today. So again, it's really about like thoughts, ideas, communications. It could be even something like technology. A King of Swords is the leader of the suit. So somebody who's very logical, who's very, thinks, strategically, by the book, things that are, put up for a decision to be made is very black and white. It has to be logical. So they can still lead with love, but when they're making decisions, that's not the first thing that enters the equation as far as, coming to a solution. It's truly, thinking objectively about everything that they're like in a leadership position or in a higher energy. They're constantly thinking logically on and objectively on how to best move forward. And this could be a person. Anytime you have a royal in your read, this could be a person in your life. So this might be somebody that's guiding you. It could be a boss. It could be a mentor. It could be, your spouse. But just somebody that's always the voice of reason, but with objective logic. Like it's never like, oh, that'll be super fun. Yes, I know we probably shouldn't spend the money to go do that. Oh, let's just go do it. You only live once. The King of Swords is never, you only live once. He's like, okay, we have a 5 to 10 year plan. This does not fit within our budget. We've discussed this. The decisions have been made previously that we wouldn't bend. If you were to maybe get a second and third job, like within the next month, and we could offset our budget, by a certain amount of money, then I might consider it. But otherwise, let's stick to the plan. So I'm being funny, but that's truly like, what a King of Swords would be like. So that might be somebody in your life that's sort of helping guide you and keeping you on track. But at the same time, you're like, I know I asked for this, but is this really what I want? So your the energy above you, this is sort of what's on your mind all the time. And, again, I'm, leaning on that initial instinct that these cards, you're in a feeling of that things aren't working, things don't feel right. So the 8 of Cups is walking away from something that doesn't make you feel comfortable towards something that does. So there's no detail here yet. We'll do another layer of with a different deck of cards to get more detail. But what's on your mind is that you're thinking about leaving what the environment you're currently in and moving towards something that will feel more like a fit. And then your future card, upcoming energy, is the Hangman. So the guidance is to, to look at things from a different angle. Like, don't necessarily go anywhere. Just sort of change your outlook and say, okay, if I were to look at this from a different perspective, like, would that maybe change like how I move forward? So it's saying, wait a beat. Take a beat. Don't rush into any changes, and really think through your plan before you move forward. So the overall energy is the Wheel of Fortune. So this tells me that even though you're not feeling like things are a fit, it took you a long time to get to where you are. So it's almost like, oh, now I have to start over again. I'm a certain age, like people who have tried this hard to get to where I am just don't, start over on a whim. But this is what the Wheel of Fortune tells you is that, some things are karmically destined. So, meaning the universe, each soul has a certain progression with lessons learned. So sometimes those lessons are learned very early in life, earthly life, and some are learned along the way. So you might not have all the lessons in line that you need in order to be, who you're destined to be until, you're later in life. So, and everything is cosmically timed, and every life lesson that you learn is meant to build upon the other one. So when you have a Wheel of Fortune as your overall energy, it's saying, sort of don't lean on the conditioning that gives rules around what's right and what's wrong. You have to trust yourself. And if your instincts are telling you that something isn't right and that you need to move towards something that does feel right, then trust those instincts and do what's meant for you. You don't have to, this isn't a keep up with the Joneses type situation. You don't have to compare yourself to anyone else. You have to, ultimately lean towards happiness. So defining what means happy to you is step number one. So I think that with the Hanged Man as your, future advice, it's saying, like, take a minute and really think what equals happiness for you. And, and then start to move forward from there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take another deck of cards, and I'm going to get some details to supplement this reading. I'm just going to check the chat really quickly. Hello, Maud. Thank you for being here. Hello, Good Time. Thank you for being here. Let's go. Hi, how are you doing? We're doing great. Welcome to Tarot Tuesdays. If you would like to ask a question and get a free reading, I'm happy to do that for you. If you can include your astrology sign, that would help me connect your energy a little quicker. I'm going to finish out this general reading, and then if you have a question for me, we'll answer that for you on camera. All right. Let's clarify our first two cards. See if we can get any more detail around what we're talking about. All right. Okay, so I have the Chariot that is moving that's moving forward per your own will after overcoming a number of obstacles. So the detail as to, the imposter syndrome and the Sword of Truth, sort of identifying, like what means happy to you is, so, to have the Chariot as a clarifier for those two cards, what that tells me as a reader is that, you're looking for your next best thing. You're looking towards the future and making a big change after understanding what doesn't work for you. So I think the advice would be to detail. And then another clarifier is the King of Cups. So, we're really focused on how we feel. And the King of Cups being, as part of your read, that is the highest energy within this suit of cups, or water, which are based on feelings. So that, coupled with the Strength card, means that you have to, even though you have put so much energy and time into getting to where you currently are, you have to overcome that feeling of failure, because it's not failure. Remember, every life lesson builds upon the last one. So you are just, you're continuing to climb on the ladder, to your soul purpose. So you're continuing up the ladder, although you might be making a change as to what you do and who you are. Like, if you define yourself by what you do and how people perceive you, and that change in your mind changes your value, that's where the Hanged Man comes in. You have to look at yourself from a different perspective. Look at yourself as climbing a ladder of life lessons. not as building upon one specific skill and getting to an expert level. Everything builds upon itself. So every life lesson that you learn, no matter what your age, builds upon itself. So you're continuing up the ladder, even if you're completely changing what you do and who people perceive you to be. You have to know that you are growing no matter how you change in life, because ultimately you're working towards, soul comfort and soul validity. You're validating for yourself that you know what your soul purpose is, and that when you feel the sword of truth, so when you honor your truth and you're living it and you're walking in purpose with your sword of truth, everything is going to feel perfect. And that's where you'll know that you're on the right track. But you have to let that conditioning go and just know that you're moving forward, and tell yourself that even though it's different and you might be starting over in a sense, you're just building upon what you already know. Okay, so in the King of Swords, so your supporting energy is also has the Two of Wands as its clarifier. So the Two of Wands is a strategy card. So the King of Swords, so thinking logically through something and really piecing something apart so you can put it back together in a better understanding of where you should go next. That with the Two of Wands, that's the perfect strategy. So again, really understanding your purpose, your goals, your plan, building upon life lessons, strategizing as to what feels right, logically making a plan to move forward, and then doing it. And then the next step for us was the Eight of Cups. So it's like moving away from something that doesn't feel right towards something that does. So let's see what clarifies that. We have the Sun. So the Sun is the happiest card in the entire deck. And anything negative anything that might be construed as negative, I should say, is outshined by the Sun. So if you have the Sun anywhere in a reading, anything that could be sort of wishy-washy, almost negative, becomes positive. So it becomes like a close call, but ultimately a success. So walking away towards something that feels better for you is going to bring you to ultimate happiness. Okay, let's go. I'm looking at the chat now. Could I ask about Aries feelings about me? You're a Sag. You got it. Let me just finish out this read and I'll focus on you. So over the Hanged Man, the clarifier is the Queen of Cups. So we have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So these are the two leadership positions or top energies within the Suit of Cups. So water, feeling. So truly sitting in your feelings and understanding, looking at things from a different perspective, and seeing how your world fits together, like your family, your environment, people you work with, your home, your car, everything that you deal with every day. How does that affect you mentally? And then start to piece apart what doesn't fit and what does. And then when you have that list of what does, then you slowly get rid of the things that don't work, and then you build upon the ones that do. And then you increase that happiness until you're in the right situation for yourself. So I can't say it's a fast process, but it's a successful one. And overall energy, I have the Moon. So the Moon coupled with the Wheel of Fortune, this is like blind faith, trusting the universe to bring you what's meant for your soul purpose. And I know that isn't always fun to hear, but if you truly believe that, good things happen to good people, then everything will pull forward for you. All right. Well, if you have any questions about that general read, you let me know in the chat, and I'll revisit that. But right now we're going to answer Let's Go, his question about an Aries, their feelings about him, and Let's Go is a Sagittarius. So we're going to pull cards for him and try to help him out with advice for that, or her out for that energy or that question. Sorry, I shouldn't assume it's a binary. We always talk about how in the tarot the energies are not binary, so I shouldn't anybody's I shouldn't assume anybody's pronouns. So, okay, let's go. We're going to be pulling cards to ask about Aries feelings about you, and you're a Sagittarius. All right. I gotta clear the energy from the last reading. Excuse me. I have a weird allergy thing that makes me like randomly cough. Gotta love it. All right. Let's go. I'm gonna pull some cards for you. A situation, advice, action. Okay. No, too many. Got it. All right. Okay. All right. So here we have a Queen of Swords. So if Aries, I asked with the question, Aries, what is the Aries feelings towards you? So we just visited the Queen of Swords, I believe, or the Suit of Swords in the earlier reading. So Queen of Swords is someone who's a leader, but sort of stands to the side, isn't the the final say in anything, but is a silent partner and very influential. Although the Suit of Swords is logic, thoughts, intuition, like in their, like people who are in their heads a lot before, they're not, I would say introverted. So this Sagittarius might be very much in their head, very, like introverted, like they think very, it's like a black and white type of thinking, like kind of nothing. They're not one to just jump into an ambiguous relationship and be comfortable with that. They sort of need rules around how they do things and where they're comfortable. So I'm getting that vibe for your Aries. Again, we have the Five of Swords. So they could be seeing you as somebody that, matches their wits, but it's always like they're trying to keep up. They're trying to, they battle to keep up with you. So they might see you as somebody that is just a little bit like more, what's the word? Like when your energy is just a little bit more, I don't want to use the word extreme, but it's like you're always just like a step ahead of them, and they struggle to sort of keep up with you. Where you're very interested, but they might like always feel like they're like, what did you say? What was the question? Like, I'm not sure I understand how to answer that, or they might feel like they're just a little bit intimidated. So I don't know if that feels true to you. For your for the final card, we did get the Nine of Cups. So you do get wish fulfillment. So I'm thinking that with these two cards, and then a wish fulfillment card, I think that if you are able to reach out, so as a Sagittarius, you're very gregarious, you're very, you like to do things, you've got high energy, you probably a people person, or you understand people much easier than some other people do. I think that if you could maybe just like dial down the energy a little bit to sort of focus on, your Aries and see where they're coming from, and just like sort of check in and take stock during your conversations to make sure that they're they're with you. I think you might be able to build some trust there. So I think they what you need to do is just focus on the relationship, build trust, and then slowly work towards defining sort of the rules of your blossoming relationship. And I think things will be able to turn into something that you might want. It's just a matter of like taking it a little bit slower and making sure that you're on the same page all the time. So good luck to you with that. You will be here sending positive energy. I love that. And we'll be sending positive energy to you. We're here every Tuesday, 7 to 8 Eastern. So if you'd like to pop in and give us an update as to how that goes with your Aries, we'd love to know. Okay, so Minhor Riaz Gadar, what are the current feelings, thoughts of you? Okay, so if you want to let me know what your astrology sign, you're welcome. Let's go, no problem. I hope that works out for you. Okay, keeping score. Trust cannot be built on lies. Absolutely agree. So my previous reading, it wasn't like advice to build anything on lies. It was just like sometimes, extroverts, when they're dealing with introverts, we get excited about things and we just start talking and talking and talking, and then we don't realize that other people aren't keeping up with us. So if it's someone we care about and we want to build a relationship with them, sometimes we just need to take a beat, check in, make sure we're on the same page, and go forward. So, but I absolutely agree. Trust cannot be built on lies. Totally true. All right, Manor, let's see what we can get for you. All right. Current feelings. All right. Oh. Okay. Oops, I'm dropping things. That's okay. All right. So, I'm getting, for you, I'm getting a, of Eight of Wands in reverse. So for me, when I'm asking about someone's feelings and I get an Eight of Wands in reverse, I'm getting a slow down card. So let me pull some more cards to get some more detail. But upright, the Eight of Wands it can mean travel, but it generally means like fast incoming change and passionate change. It's like I think that maybe like things are feeling a bit stale. Like, I hate to say it like that, but the Eight of Rods in reverse is like things are starting to feel stale. So if, depending on, I don't know your current relationship, but say, you are in a relationship now and they were hot and heavy in the beginning, and then, like work comes into play, holidays, you might be traveling other places, you're not like, and then you just aren't connecting as often. And so things just sort of become, you start to create new routines without each other. So it's like you came together quick and furious, but then like as like, the day to day, eventually like things slow down, and then you start to create different routines without each other. So, I guess let me see what the advice would be for you. Manor, go ahead and ask a question. I saw your earlier question. That's what I'm answering now. If you want to give me real detail, I can zero in on what we're talking about here. I'm just going to pull a clarifier and talk to it until I get your response. Okay. So, King of Cups. So, this isn't energy. It doesn't have to be a binary. King of Cups is a leader. It's the suit of, it's water, so it's all emotion. And when you have a King of Cups, it could be a person in your life that is heavily emotional, but, also like in control of their emotions, like emotionally, they fulfill your emotions. They are stable with their emotions. They're good leaders. They are compassionate, empathetic. They understanding, very caring and kind. So, Manor, I hope I'm saying your name right. I'm reading to answer the question that you had posted earlier, which is the same one you just posted now. So, I'll repeat. I got the Eight in reverse, Eight of Wands in reverse. So, what this tells me is that, even though things initially may have come across as very, in tune, a lot of chemistry, sort of that stage where you just dive in and everything is happening quick and fast and furious. In reverse, it could be that, it started off fast, but then it's slowed down. Your routines your daily life and routines came into play. Even through the magic, things start to, separate and kind of go in their different directions and become stale. Um, So the King of Cups, I don't know if this is you or the other person, but it's definitely a person within your world that's very feeling. So let me pull some more cards and see what we're getting. So because I asked about Abib, I think that would be the King of Cups. So they're just a very emotional, maybe like even emotionally wanting person. So that I'm not saying needy, I'm saying wanting. So, if you're not giving a lot of the right emotional attention, they might, just sort of go, stray off in a way. But let's see what we got for the next. Okay. Yeah. So I'm getting so when I'm asking about a couple, I don't know which one is you, but these are two people. One's younger, very like a spitfire, like has a lot of energy, creative soul, a bit of a, I call the Page of Wands like my beautiful ADHD child, the one that doesn't it's like squirrel, it's hard to keep their attention. I see one of you is incredibly serious, very emotional, very grounded, very ready to emotionally commit, and the other one is sort of, younger, having fun, being creative, sort of showing that figuring out who they are as people, still interested, still there, still a friend, but not necessarily as committed as this other person. So. And then with the Eight of Wands in reverse, I would say the energies. It's sort of it was exciting at first, maybe, but for this person, I was joking about the ADHD thing. It could be that they just lose interest, and it's not your fault. It's just their brain. So if you want to continue to keep things going, what I'll do is I'll pull a card and see what the advice would be. Oops. All right. So we have, so I have the Sun card. So that's a positive sign that things will work out for you two. It's just, so I get the Two of Coins, which is, as advice, it's to keep, navigate the ebbs and flows of the energy between the two of you. Make sure to keep things exciting and change it up a bit. Don't always do the same. It's no Meatloaf Wednesdays for you. You gotta keep things fun and exciting. So go throw some axes and go on a I don't know, go on a pub crawl, or just every date is something different, fun and exciting. Keep their attention by continue to get to know them, but you almost have to try a little harder to keep their attention. So I hope that makes sense for you. Good luck to you. And then if, like I said, we're here every Tarot Tuesday. So if you want to check back in, you can subscribe to the channel and you'll get notified when we're back online. And I would love to hear an update from you about that situation. You can let me know if our advice goes on point. Okay. Hi, Amanda. Welcome back. Okay. Circle the X gem reached out. Okay. I've been wanting to update you, but I did email you. Oh, I did. I don't know if I saw your email. What my ex Gemini's current feelings and intention for me, what can I expect from him in June? You're welcome, Manure. Amanda. What's my ex-Gemini their current feelings and intentions for me? What can you expect from them in June? All right, let's find out. I didn't get your email. Can you resend it to me? And then I'll pull cards for you on the side as well. Okay, so I got the Hermit and then the reverse Queen of Pentacles. So, feelings and intentions. So, okay, your Gemini is going a bit... So Geminis in general tend to be two-sided. They want to be the Hermit, but they also want to be the Page of Wands. Introverted in a home and being left alone, but then the life of the party 3 hours later. So, and that's just a generalization. Not all Geminis are like that. You know, your moon and your rising do have a lot to, the big three as far as your astrology signs do play into who you are as a person. But I'm showing that like he's the hermit and then like you're the Queen of Pentacles. So like his behavior makes you crazy. So it turns you into somebody who's not, you don't feel like you don't feel like you're at home, like, because you're always worried about if they're comfortable or if they're not comfortable, or I don't know, they just sort of like they mess with your vibe. Does that make sense? Okay, sure. He did get distance. Asked if I missed him. I said no. Okay, he's a Virgo moon. Okay, so the Hermit card is a Virgo moon. It's a Virgo card. You're a Sag. All right, let's pull more. I don't know. I can't zero in on you as far as this is concerned. Normally, I get an instinct. All right, let's find out. I remember you, Amanda, as we talked about your Sagittarius ways. So, is this definitely the one? Yeah, he kind of messes with your vibes. Like, he doesn't, like, you don't feel like you when you're around him, because he like sets you off in a way that doesn't make you feel comfortable. But I mean, you might be attracted to him, so you deal with it, which is fine, because I remember, I think, you're in that phase where you're supposed to do you and figure out what you want out of life. I'm getting like, focus more on you and what makes you happy, and hang with your girls, and like less focus on making him happy, and more focus on making you happy. And I think that that's the dynamic that will change the way the two of you relate to each other. I think because if he's a Virgo moon and he's like very, so a lot of Virgos that I know, they have to be in charge. They have to do things their way. They have to be it's like a white knight syndrome, but like on the inside, like they don't ever communicate it. But when something feels wrong, it's because they want to be the one that's fixing everything, and they want to have the plan, and they want to be in charge, and they want to be, accommodated, but they don't say it out loud. So like if you're a Queen of Pentacles, which means you're a homemaker, you're the, you're the one that makes everybody, feel comfortable and happy and like at home. If he's like that on the inside and the vibe is off, and you can't make him, like, you don't feel like you're ever just like relaxed and comfortable with each other, I'd say it's time to go focus on you. Hang with your girls, let him figure it out, and then come back. Yes, I remember Amanda. I'm a little jealous. I wish I was, those years for me were a long time ago. I think you'd still need to. So his feelings are, he wants to be in control, but he also knows that you're very good at making everyone around you feel very comfortable and have fun, and like you've always got the right plan, and you're sort of like, the ringleader, but in a great way. And like, but on the inside, so he'll never say that on the outside, but he sort of wants that. He craves that control. He wants to be that person, but he also doesn't want to say it out loud. So when someone doesn't just assume that that's him, and give him the credit or give him the power to do that for whatever group he's hanging out in, or whatever, if you're in a couple or if you're going on a date, and you don't make them, like, you don't automatically kowtow and make them in charge, then it's just a weird vibe. So I think I got the Temperance card for you. It will work out if you give it patience, but I'd say that the answer to that is to, focus on you, spend time with your girls, have fun, let him see you having fun, let him know, like, let him figure out that it's not, like, that nothing that's you're doing is intentional to make him feel like less than, and then he's got to learn that lesson for himself. And then if you have patience, he'll come back to you and things will work out. I'm confused. I just can't bother. I talked about babies recently. I think you're gonna always have a power struggle, because his need for control is on the inside, and he won't ever like call it out. Like, he can't say, "Oh, I need to be in control or I'm not happy." And then you were just like, well, if you're not going to say anything, I'm going to make a plan because I don't want to sit here bored. And why don't we just do this? And he'll give in, but then the vibe is off. So because you guys get along so well, you know, he'll probably talk about relationship and building different things. But so in June, more hermit mode. You can be in hermit mode, but it's really an energetic thing. I think it's a power struggle energetic thing. Like his need for control, like I said, is on the inside. He's introverted and he's not going to say it out loud because he doesn't want to seem like he's a jerk, you know, but it's ultimately what makes him feel like comfortable. So if you're easygoing and you're like, oh, I'll just make a plan. If you you don't feel like making one, I'll just make one. And you're like, okay, that's great. We're going to have fun and but he's like, my feelings are hurt because I want to be in control and I can't explain like why I'm not 100% happy with, you know, because I never spoke up. So that's the vibe I'm getting. So I'm not really sure how to advise you on this one, but you know, the card said, hang out with your girls, do you, give him a minute to self-reflect, come back together. And then maybe you can even try like, saying, if you'd like to get together, why don't you make a plan? We'll do what you want to do. Like you plan the date, I'll be there. I think that would be a good thing to try. All right, Amanda? You're easygoing. Yeah. Yeah, Sag with the Cap moon. So my son is a Sagittarius and my husband's a Capricorn. So, and Capricorns are hard workers and Sagittarius love to have fun. So I think you just want everyone around you to feel like complete. And with him, it's like this weird need for control that they can never explain. So I would just say that, yeah, I would go with that advice that what you need to do is, you know, next time you guys go out or do something, let him plan it. Give him all the control and just say, surprise me, let's have some fun, but I want it to be, you know, your plan. And see if that'll happen. If you got back together with him, just give him, you know, like test the need for control. Like you're gonna do that don't say it out loud. You're just gonna be like give the option for him to take control of the situation and like see if you have fun and see if it makes him loosen up. And then you can sort of manage up, you know what I'm saying? And if you like him enough, it'll be worth it. And if you don't, you go hang out with your girls and you're fine. Yeah. He said, I can't stroke his ego. I can't be bothered. Well, there you go. So it's like, you know, if he's a Virgo man, forget it. He's going to need to be babied and like emotionally babied in a way that doesn't embarrass him. So you're always going to be masterminding how to manage him. And it's going to be exhausting for you as a Sag with a Cap moon. So, I mean, you know, looks fade. I'm just letting you know. I know you're young and having fun, but it's like, you know, the heat and the looks will not always be there, and then you're left with the personality that they have. So you either help them develop it into something that's manageable when they're old and ugly, or you say, okay, I think I'm going to find somebody who's a better fit while I know better. But I'll leave that up to you. I certainly can't give great advice on that sort of stuff. I made all kinds of mistakes along the way. And now I know better as an older person giving advice. All right. I hope you, I wish you a lot of luck. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Holler Said. Want to make sure I'm looking at the chat, getting everybody. All right. Let's see. Okay. Holler is Scorpio and Korean is Pisces. 2 water signs. He's confused and the relationship is currently on and off. Is there marriage and what is the future of the relationship? What will he do? All right. And then, all right, so you repeated it. Great. Okay, let me pull some cards for you. Okay. So let's go. I see your good question. The Aries, they do have, so I feel like things are feeling like a little stagnant. So when things feel stagnant, you're at a crossroads where you can take things, you can like refocus your energy on bringing the excitement back or their focus back to the relationship. Doesn't mean it's not, it doesn't mean they don't have feelings for you. It just means that you have to sort of like refocus your intentions on both sides. It takes two to tango, two in a relationship. So just communicate with them and, like bring it back to like, when you first started getting together and like, redefine fun. I mean, post-COVID, things changed so, like, they've changed so drastically over the past year. Let's think about it, So, with relationships, we have to come back and revisit what equals fun to us, what equals stability, what equals normal, what equals, future. So, revisit. I think right now it's showing like it's at a crossroads where things are a little stagnant. The energy is stagnant. Not you, not him, or not her, just stagnant. So revisit that, okay? No worries about the language stuff. You can, this recording will be posted on my YouTube channel, and we do have closed captions, and I believe there is language transcription. So if you want to revisit the recording, you should be able to listen to my advice in your own language. So, and then, please send me a note if not, and I'll do my best to help you, okay? All right. I did all the time, first step, and he said he's going back and forth. So let me get back to Holler. Excuse me. All right. So they're a Scorpio, Corey is a Pisces. Confused relationship on and off. All right, let's see. So I'm going to pull a card for the Scorpio, pull a card for the Pisces, and then we'll get an advice card. Scorpio. Okay. So for Scorpio, we get Justice, which means it could be a Libra energy, which means like very fair, balanced, kind of like by the book, very, just very fair. Everything always has to be fair. So, is there marriage and what's the future of a relationship? So for me, like with this as a relationship advice card, I would say that, the Scorpio is always is focused on, the give and take, the amount of energy that each person's putting towards the relationship. So there's a focus there. So let's move on to like the Pisces. All right. The Pisces, the Hierophant. Okay, so I don't know if you're both like hard workers, if you're like, if you're working pretty heavy duty jobs. There's really a strong pull for me intuitively towards like, the things out. So like traditions, standards. I don't know if you're religious, if there are religious affiliations, religious protocol that enter the relationship in any way that might, change the dynamic. Circle, I left an update on the situation of more in the chat with thoughts on that. Okay, hang on, Amanda. Called Saturday, asked if I talked to the other people while we were together, and I said yes. Oh, I think he's testing you, Amanda. I think he's testing your focus, like on him. If he's saying, can he see other people? He wants to see if you're jealous. And if you're like, yeah, then he's like, why don't you care? I don't know. It sounds like he's playing games. I think he needs to figure himself out, like what he truly wants. And can somebody who's like intuitively always, if he's an introvert and he always has a need for control and things to be his way or the highway, like can he hang out with somebody as like free-spirited and fun as you? Because he's always going to be like testing you and be jealous and like feeling like, we just said that before, like imposter syndrome. Like he's not, like he doesn't deserve to be there. He doesn't have your attention. He's just always he's gonna become very needy, but in a kind of like passive aggressive way. So it's up to you if you want to continue with that. I would suggest having a true conversation with him, Amanda. Just say, let's put everything on the table. Like, here's my personality. You know, if what's, you know, like what do we need to happen to be like honest with one another and like move forward in a positive way. Yes, if I did talk to other people while we were together, I said yes. Yeah. Amanda, you're having fun. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you're ready for this Virgo. But, you know, you have to decide. But, you know, if he's getting jealous and testing you, then he wants something more. And he's going to get super passive aggressive if you don't have an honest conversation with him. So have the honest conversation that you're not ready to settle down or whatever you're ready or not ready to do. And then see where he is, and then make the rules from that point, and then check back in a couple months. You know, like, don't promise anything, and that way he doesn't get in his head. He doesn't try to control you. If he can't handle the ambiguity of the relationship, then he's got to leave. You know, he's got to find somebody who wants to be controlled. But neither one of you is going to be happy if you keep communicating in this weird passive aggressive way. Okay, let me catch up on the chat. Okay, so I have the Scorpio and the Pisces. Confused. All right, let me see what the future of the relationship will be. So I just feel like the Scorpio and the Pisces both have a lot of pressure on them, like external pressures from work, family, potentially religion, like traditions, conditioning. I don't know if, like, I'm curious to see how you came together and why. You know, was it a natural thing? So I have the Heartbreak card in reverse. So I think that okay, so hollers, happy, I'll get to you after this one. Holler, Saeed, we're from different countries, different religion, different culture. Okay, I find that that's where you need to really like buckle down and start talking to each other about like your relationship and how you define how you move forward. You have to really like understand, the core, like your base natures, what your the conditioning you were both raised in, the religions that you were from, like, and what the expectations were from you growing up, and like, how you're raised, and as you were becoming adults, like what did the parents and the grandparents expect, what equals success for each of you. They might be very different, and that you don't want to have culture clash like on the inside. You know what I mean? It's best to just talk through all the things that are similar and all the things that are different. And then you together as a couple can work through defining what are your rules? What are your traditions? Like, how do you bring in, different pieces of your culture and religion into your relationship and your future? So I see like the card I have, that like this is the sort of the heartbreak grief card in reverse. So I think that by doing that, by having those conversations and getting ahead of like what might be what could be a very heartbreaking situation, just by like not really communicating in the right way, because swords are communications. Swords are thoughts and beliefs and communication. So by having those conversations and getting around what could potentially be a breakup for the wrong reasons, just by not communicating in the right ways, I can see you successfully avoiding those things. So wish you a lot of luck. And come back on every Tarot Tuesday. We're here, so if you want to come back and give us an update, we'd be happy to hear from you. I hope that resonated. All right. Amanda, you're cracking me up. Okay, so happy. Scorpio sun here. Stuck with energy of no work job. Same, happy. I get it. Been looking for new work for a while now. Can I do a general read for the next 2 to 4 weeks? Yes, you got it. All right. We're happy. And you said Scorpio sun. I'm also a Scorpio sun. I also am laid off from work and I'm looking for a job. Okay, So I got the Judgment in reverse. So I actually feel like I should put it in upright. So Judgment means that, like, the advice with the Judgment card is to continue to push forward and do, like, follow your instincts on what you feel would be a good fit for you. So, the message of the card, from this deck from 1908, is that that judgment will be fair and swift. So that's like Judgment Day. So if you were to go to heaven, pearly gates. Like if you led a good life, you get to go to heaven. If you were a bad person, you get what you deserve and go elsewhere. So what I'm saying is, like, the energy that you put into whatever you want next has to be very intentional, filled with gratitude, but also directed and with like we were just talking about how life lessons build upon one another. Like if you were to just throw your resume at just anything, it takes away from the power of the resume that you apply, the application that you put forward to a job that that's meant for you. So the advice, at least with this card, is saying be incredibly intentional about the way that you apply for your next role, your next job. Here, let me get some more cards. Seems like we Scorpio being tested. Yes, that's no joke. Well, we can handle it, right? We're so tough. And then, this came out. Okay. So I got Death in reverse. So this is like an irrevocable change in the upright. So death is, it's not an actual death. It's a transformation, but in a way that, nothing is the same, once that change is made. So in reverse, it's sort of avoiding something that could be a change for the worse. So again, it all comes down to, you're getting pretty heavy-duty major arcana cards, and the main definition, or the main message behind these cards are: use your intention for what you want. And as long as you have your if you have your intentions in line, and you're coming from a place of gratitude, like your energy's in check, and you're saying, it's almost like the law of abundance. Like you have to act as if you have what you want already. So if you see so you say, okay, you make a list, pros and cons. What don't I want in my next job? What do I want in my next job? So, but honestly, for me, I don't know about you as a Scorpio, it's much easier for me to fill up the side of the list on what I don't want, because of all the lessons I've been through, throughout my career. So I know what I don't want. And then I sort of, then I'll look to the side, what do I want, like as a contrast to my don't list. And then when I say, okay, what industry, like where did I feel happiest? What type of manager did I have when I felt secure? I could trust them. Like I felt like I was validated and recognized. The team that I worked with, I felt like I was in sync. I really, you really have to dig in deep and compare all the experiences you've had to date to try to come up with your best pros and cons list for what you're looking for next. And then when you go online, and then you can use, I don't know about you, but I use canva.com, the magic rate. Like I'll take a job description that I like. If I see something, I'm like, oh, I meant for this. So I take a version, I copy and paste my resume, and then I copy and paste the job description. And in Canva Write with Canva.com with the magic rate in the document area, I put them both in the magic rate section, and I say, create a cover letter in support of the following job description for the following resume. And then I copy and paste both things in, and then it gives me a cover letter. So it's a letter to the hiring manager describing me, and and how my skills that I've put in my resume actually support the job that I think is like the ideal match for me. And reading it back to myself, like I'll find, I'll find different details where I'll be like, wow, that's not true, or wow, this is really true. And then, start doing that, like, using AI and using the different tools that we have in order to help you build your confidence around your skill set and what you're truly meant for. And then when you apply to different roles, that cover letter that you include, or like the resume that you update to use the same wording or make more relevant to the actual job that you're applying for, everything will make much more sense. And you'll also be able to, like, using AI to update your resume and your cover letter in support of an application. It will actually use the wording in the job description, which will trigger, it's called ATS. So it's actually what recruiters, because every job that is posted online has hundreds of applicants, if not thousands of applicants. It helps, it's a system, it's a tool, automatic something ATS, that it pulls the top matched resumes for the recruiters to then only review like maybe the top 20, and then they push those resumes forward. So when you use the tools to bolster your cover letter and your resume, it gets you in front of hiring managers sooner. Other than that, I would say that my advice is, it's who you know, is to lean on every person that you know through LinkedIn. Have a great LinkedIn page, and also, send your new updated resume out to anybody that could potentially help you get in front of a hiring manager, because the job market is so nuts right now that's truly the only way I think that I've been successful in the past couple of times, is going back to companies I've worked at before and had great relationships with. They recognized that and then would bring me in for an interview, or leaning on somebody who could refer me to a hiring manager within their current company, that someone that I had worked with that now has clout in the company that I'm looking to apply to. So here's the card I pulled for you. You have, okay, I've been trying to be intentional, but the financial pressure leads to apply. Yeah, I understand that too. I've actually started applying for contractor positions and freelance positions, just because I have so much experience, and I have my master's degree now, and it's still just as hard. So I would just say, like, side hustle it as much as you can, do freelancing. And then continue to just, keep going. And then if you're in a contractor position or freelance position and you're offered a full-time position, which is what this card says will happen, then you can bow out and go to that full-time position if that's what you want more. But yeah, I see success coming for you. I see you avoiding, like in your mind, the potential disaster of never finding a new job, never being able to move forward successfully. I understand this is the worry, I totally get it. And if you're truly putting your intention forward, you're being strategic, and you're using all the tools that you can in order to be, the best candidate for whatever job you're applying for, things will work out. The Ace of Pentacles is definitely a new offer coming in, and soon. I could do a timing card for you. The website, so it's if you're revamping your resume and your or if you just want to do a cover letter, I use canva.com. So it's actually like a design tool website, but they have an AI feature that you can use within a document. So it creates like a Word document. You cut and paste whatever you want into it. Click on Magic Write. So you copy and paste what you want into the Magic Write, and then you give it a command. So you say, compare this job description with the below resume and create a cover letter, or create an updated resume. And it will do it for you. It's so neat. Oh, thank you, Happy, for subscribing. We appreciate you. Happy? Okay. My mod is really working hard here. So canva.com, and I'll ask the mod to put that in the chat, please. All right, Amanda, let me finish this one, and then I'll see if I'll see if he's going to reach out in June. I'm telling you, Amanda, I'm getting passive aggressive vibes. Like he wants to control you, and he's trying to punish you by not paying attention to you. I guess it's working if you're asking me about it, but at the same time, it's like he's got a need for control. So if he reaches out, have a conversation about how your dynamic is going to work going forward, because this guy, neither one of you is ever going to it's just going to be this dysfunctional thing until you just have it out. You might be too young for that, and I get that too. And like the drama is sexy, but yeah, I don't see him going away if he's trying this hard to make you jealous and to figure you out. Okay, so happy. I got the justice card. I feel like everything that is fair and by the book is going to be happening. So if you follow the rules and do things the right way, and your intentions are pure, and you're you're a professional, and you present yourself in that way, you come across as someone who's not it's sort of I don't know if in school you address things as what's in it for them, right? So whenever I talk to a hiring manager, I don't talk about me. I talk about how my skills can benefit them. How I see, if we're talking about their team and, what their needs are, I look for gaps, and then I offer ways that I can help. So I'm always talking in ways I can help the person I'm interviewing with. I never talk about how they can help me, and that it seems to be working. So, hopefully next Tuesday I'll have a better update for you. I'll let you know as I'm currently interviewing for a number of positions, and I think I just finished a second round interview today with a company I used to work for a pretty cool job. So, if it lands, I will update all of you, but and then I'll let you know what I feel like might have been the the method that made it work. But it's not confirmed yet. And once it is, I'll be happy to share that with you. But I wish you all the luck. I honestly feel like things will work out for you. I think that you have the right intentions, you got the right attitude. As long as you go into interviews, use your network, build up that LinkedIn page, and really, talk and what's in it for them, and try to identify gaps and speak in your interview. When they ask you about you, don't tell them about you. Tell them about your, your experience at work and your skills and how it will benefit them in future. They don't care that you've got, a 2-year rescue dog or anything like that. They just want to know how you're going to help them, at least in the initial stages. Once you're hired in, they get to know each other better. But yeah, it's a tough market. So I really wish you the best. Oh, thank you, Happy. I appreciate you. Yeah, come next week, and I'll hopefully have an update for you. Okay, Amanda, let's see. Crack me up. Oh, thank you, Amanda. I appreciate you. I really want things to work out. Okay, Amanda, look at this card. You have a 9 of Wands. Is this a 10 of Wands? It's a 10 of Wands. It's the end of a cycle. So be done with walking up the hill with the heavy sticks on your back, not seeing what's in front of you, because you're just focusing on putting one foot in front of the other to get up the damn hill. Don't make things harder than they need to be. So if this guy is truly, seeking some sort of weird, personal control over you, but won't express it with words, you have to find a way to communicate, or things just won't move forward in a positive way. It'll just sort of fizzle out, and then he'll be the guy you used to know. Dysfunctional. He's talking about babies. 2 years in my teens. Yeah, he's still young. You're still young, Amanda. Got your whole life ahead of you. You don't need to be talking about babies if you're only 20 years old. My God. Figure out who you are, what's fun to you, live some life, hang with your girls, do stupid shit. Don't worry about this stuff yet, you know? And if anybody that you take on seriously, like as young as the both of you are, you're going to have to grow up together. I've done that. I've been married for over 20 years, and we grew up together. And, it's not always an easy road because, you're different people through different stages of life. So, I would say truly know who you are, encourage him to really know who he is, what makes him tick, what he needs in order to feel secure, safe, and happy, and like what he needs in a partner. And honestly, like I can tell you, I'm in my late 40s. I didn't know that until I was just telling my mother today that I probably didn't truly know, who I was, like, to the core, like until my mid 30s. So, you can get into serious relationships and work towards goals together earlier than that, from your 20s on. But you truly have to have a sense of who you are as a person, and you have to really be, strong in your convictions as to like what's right and wrong, and like how you want to progress and build for the future. Okay, King of Wands. I'm trying to do a timing card for you, Happy. I think like I'm going to say weeks. So I think it's going to be a leadership position, which is why it might take a little bit longer. So I'm not sure. Do you have management experience at all? I think it might be in a creative field. And you might be managing a team. So it might be like the process will start soon, but the hiring process will take a little bit longer because of the job itself and how it works out. June or July. Yeah, I'd say like if it starts, like you'll have a couple weeks until like you're made an offer. And then it normally takes 2 weeks for a background check, and then you'll be in place. So let's hope so. Keep me posted. Like, let me know what you're applying for. Yes, been a manager. Okay, definitely look towards management positions. I see that. And are you in a creative field, maybe technology, digital, anything like that? Sorry, I'm watching the chat. So let me reach out. Yeah, babies is definitely a controlling thing, Amanda. Got your whole life. I had my son at 37. You got time. I'm currently, and my son is my mod, and he's like a technology genius. So you can wait. I'm currently, but I mean, if you want to, I don't control you. I'm not an introverted Virgo. I'm currently gaining my full identity. I know I am, but I'm like growing. Absolutely, Amanda, and you're going to keep growing. So don't let anybody stifle you, Research and development within an industry. Okay. Any experience with analytics? Yeah. Have a good time, Amanda. Absolutely have a good time. So Happy, I see you in a management position. I think that wherever you land is going to be like you're going to have a leadership position. Thanks. You're going to have a management position. It's just going to be a little bit more of a interview process because you're going to have to meet a number of, like you're going to have to meet more. If you're an individual contributor, then you meet 2 people and you're hired. If you're going to be a manager, you have to meet other peer leaders, and then maybe the leadership level above that, and then people that would be working for you if they're already in place. Data analysis. Okay. Yep. Happy, apply at Cigna. That's where I was before, and they do have remote positions, especially in data analysis. I don't know. I have a feeling you're going to try to stay remote, and that you might have to go in, like you might have to like travel to your location, like initially to meet the team and to like meet with leaders, but you can mostly be remote, and then you'll just have to do leadership meetings and offsites and stuff. Let me see. I'll pull a card. Data analysis is great. It's a very needed job. So if you can apply within healthcare, I know healthcare and life insurance, any insurance, but mostly like healthcare, and then like Cigna, Humana, they're definitely looking for Amanda. Yes, I'm definitely your auntie. All right, I'll pull a card for you. Happy to see about if you're going to be moving. I would apply for remote positions. Data analysis, you don't have to go anywhere. You just need a laptop. I know that some companies have like issues with like people who live in Colorado. I don't know why. I should know why, but I don't. But okay. Okay, so temperance. Okay, so for me, this is like I see a foot on land and a foot on water. So I think you may have to travel occasionally. Let me pull another one. Healthcare sounds good. Yes, definitely try healthcare. You're not based in the States. Okay, that's fine. Go to like international global companies, healthcare. So like Cigna, Humana, MetLife, places like that. And then you can even get hooked up with a recruiter or a contract, I would just apply directly to the companies. Okay. Yeah, I think you can negotiate. I think I can see you negotiating for a remote position, especially if you're not based in the States. I think you'll be traveling for like leadership offsites and different conferences and things, but I don't see you being like full time in an office. I hope I'm right, because that would be a sweet deal. Yeah. Happy, try those companies, okay? Just go right onto their websites and look in their career links, and then sort by wherever your location is. I think you'll have some luck there. Okay, we're over our hour, so I'm going to do my flip of the coin. Each week I do a yes or no coin. So ask yourself a question, have it in your mind. Each question is individual to the person. So hold that question in your mind. I'm going to be flipping the coin. Amanda, you're on your own. I'm giving up on you. I think this guy is passive aggressive, so I think you have to decide if you want to deal with his drama. So, I mean, if he's sexy and cute and you want to deal with him, just don't have drinks before you make a decision. Or if you have drinks, then just know you have to make your final decision later. Okay, here comes the yes or no question. Here we go, flip of the coin. All right, and we have no. So I'm hoping that that's a good no for everybody here. All right. Okay, I love you all. Thank you for joining. I'm so happy that you're here. I can't wait till next Tuesday to hear all the updates. In the meantime, please feel free to reach out. Please like, share, and subscribe the channel, and I'll try to get more content out for us soon. But until then, I'll see you next Tuesday. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate you, and good luck. Keep us posted.